Good morning, my beautiful friend. This is Heather Dunlop with Thriving Woman. So great to see you today. So, what I want to share with you today is about your beautiful brain, this big, wonderful brain that pretty much runs everything we do. And one of the things that I always hear a lot about is that I've got blocks. And yes, we all have blocks that stop us from getting to where we want to go. So, where do those blocks come from? So, let's talk about that. First thing we want to talk about is you've got your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. Your conscious mind is that critical factor. That's what runs only 10% of the show, just a small little 10%. Conscious mind is me speaking with you right now and the thoughts that come into my head and the thoughts that come into your head and what you can actually think about and decide on. Excuse me. So your subconscious mind runs the other 90% of the show. This huge piece of the pie, right? All of this that's going on over here. Your subconscious mind's over here, your conscious mind's over here, your subconscious mind is running all of this. So your subconscious mind does things on automation. So what do I mean by that? Well, I don't have to think about breathing. I don't have to think about my heartbeat. I don't have to think about how to sit upright. I just do it, right? It's things we just do. You blink automatically. That's your subconscious mind saying, hey, we got to blink, right? It also runs the majority of our thoughts, and it's where we get our beliefs from. So our subconscious mind stores all of our history. See, our subconscious mind is always turned on and it just absorbs and absorbs and absorbs and absorbs. And everything that comes into our subconscious mind, it believes to be true, right? It doesn't have a critical factor. It doesn't say that's not true, kick that out. It's our conscious mind that says that's not true. I don't want that belief. So the subconscious mind has all of our history in there. Everything we've ever heard, said, done, anything we've accomplished, anything we've failed at, anything we've succeeded at, it's all stored in our conscious mind. So our conscious mind is really like this massive networking room. Have you ever seen a networking room in an office building and there's just computers everywhere and there's all these cables, right? And they connect one to the other and they have all these connections and you see the cables going everywhere. Well, if you've walked into a room that's not organized, I've seen some where the cables just are look like spaghetti. You can't see anything. You can't figure out where this point started here and where that cable actually goes through the whole mess to get to the other side. So what we do together through coaching is take that spaghetti ball of mess and actually create a nice streamlined flow. And we say, okay, we're going to take it, and this is like walking into a computer room that's organized. So you see the all of the servers in there, and you've got wires coming out of each connection spot, and they come out nice and streamlined together. You can tell exactly where it goes. They're grouped together, and then they go into the other end to their connecting point. So you know exactly how it flows, and it happens quickly. That flow goes nice and easily because it's not going through all this mess. It just goes nice and cleanly from one point to the other, and you can see exactly how that happens. And that's what we want to do is organize our thoughts in our brain so that we can keep the ones that we want and remove the ones that are no longer serving us. So we want to work with our conscious mind to be able to do that. So one of the things that we do is we use a couple of tools. And one of those tools says, hey, every time I get a negative thought or a thought I don't want, or a thought that is not going to get me to living out my vision, I want to work on that thought to remove it. And I want to make that thought so that it no longer fires and it can no longer connect. I want to end up breaking that connection and pulling it further and further apart so that it can't jump and make that connection. And at the same time, we're going to work on the beliefs and the thoughts that you do want to create that will get you to your vision. So we take those and we say, hey, this is a brand new thought. And the conscious mind will say, hey, subconscious, pay attention. Put this in there as something good and safe for me and create this connection. And the more we do that, the more we create that repetition of the new thought, it starts to come together. It's like slowly a magnet coming together and coming together and coming together and coming together until it actually connects. And then as it connects, that bond gets stronger and stronger and stronger, and then it stays. And that's how we create a new belief. So we want to do that by consciously deciding, what are the thoughts that I want to keep? What are the thoughts that are going to get me to my vision? Because that's what I want. That's where I'm going. So let's put that on automation in our subconscious mind so that we get to a point where we don't have to think about it, right? Then you notice, oh my gosh, I'm actually having these great thoughts that are leading me to take actions that take me to my vision. Right? I've talked in the past about some of the words we use, and this is one of the ways we do it. Think about the words that we use. You know, if you use the word, I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to try to live out my vision life. I'm going to try to live out my dream life. You're never going to get there because try doesn't get there. And try says to your subconscious mind, it doesn't matter because you're going to try. And that just creates doubt. So, hey, we don't need that in there. I'm going to stop you from going there because you're not committed. But instead, when you say to your consciously, I'm doing this. I am putting a stake in the ground right here and now, and this is what I am doing. And I'm going to make decisions that get me to living my vision. Your subconscious mind says, oh, got to pay attention because we're doing this. This is something that we do. And your subconscious mind says, okay, I do this. This is what I do. This is the action I take to get to that life. Your subconscious mind says, yep, it's important. Let's start creating that new automated pathway and then get it to connect. And when it finally connects, let's get it to really hold together so it can't be broken apart in the future. So let's work on that together. That's what we do through coaching. Because we can't all see our own thoughts or actions that are taking us on the wrong path. We sometimes need an outsider to say, hey, you did that again, or just point it out and say, hey, this is what's coming up. What's the preferred way you want to go? What's going to actually get you there? And that's what we do in coaching is I don't tell you what